Hello, how are we? Welcome back to the channel Up the Reds TV with me, Andy. So, as I always say at the beginning, please like, please share, please subscribe to the channel. Still lots of you watching the channel and not hitting that subscribe button. If you could do that for me, it would help this channel greatly, and it would help YouTube to get these shows out quicker than they are doing at the moment. So I would really appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, lots to get through on this one. I'm going to talk about something that's going on off the field at Liverpool that I've been delving into from this morning. So this is the pre-match warm-up, Brighton versus Liverpool. It's the 12:30 kickoff tomorrow at the American Express Stadium. I think they call it Amex for short. And this is on the back of, less than 62 hours, is it? Or 62 hours since we played Galatasaray on Wednesday. So it is what it is. It's all about the money for the Premier League and the football clubs. You don't think that Liverpool are going to turn down a 12:30 kickoff? And when I say Liverpool, I'm talking about the hierarchy, the financial gurus at the club. So let's look into Brighton's last four games, shall we? As we always do. They won 2-0 away at Brentford, and look, that is not was that a lucky result? You know, they took Brentford to the sword there and took the points. They also won 2-1 at home to Notts Forest. Then they lost at home to Arsenal. And if I'm honest with you, in that game, they got robbed by PGMOL. Should have had a penalty. So yeah, and they were the better team. And they won 1-0 away at Sunderland, and Sunderland had the chances, but Brighton took theirs and took the 3 points from the Stadium of Light. Played 4, won 3, drawn none, lost 1, scored 5, conceded 2. So they're very tight at the back now after losing games earlier on, and where there were some boos earlier on in the season, and the fans were wanting Fabian Hurstler out. In the league, played 30, and it's straight down the middle for the games. Won 10, drawn 10, lost 10, scored 38. Scored 39 and conceded 36 on a +3. They got 40 points and they're 12th in the table. So this will be the third time that we'll have played them this season. Obviously, we played them in the league game fixture back in December, and we won 2-0. But it was a very open game. They had their chances, but we took ours in that fixture. We also beat the Seagulls 3-0 at home last month in the 4th round of the FA Cup. So yeah, we've had one on them this season already. However, last season we went up there and we lost 3-2. That was because the title was wrapped up, and I think, if I'm honest with you, the lads and the head coach had their beach towels out. But yeah, it's always a difficult game for us going there. Is it that we've only just won one recently up there? Is it Luis Diaz or something? But yeah, it is. It's a tough place to go. I don't know why we find it so tough to go there. In previous managers and this one here. So on the back of Wednesday night's performance, we've got to be on it again. I'll allude to what Slot said in the press conference, but just taking a look at Brighton's play, they've got some good players. Really have got some good players. Matoma, Minter, who's rapid, Gomez, Welbeck, Dunk, Van Hecker. They've got some quality in that team, and they're just getting some form back in the back end of the season, the business end. So I don't think they've got any injury worries. I've not listened to Fabian Hertzler's press conference, but from what I can gather in the news channels, there's nothing to worry about from Brighton's team there. So they've had a full week to rest, train, watch us play on Wednesday, and we'll just have to see what comes of it, because they are a team that plays with physicality, both mentally and physical, but they're intense. I think this game will suit us, because that's what happened against Galatasaray, and we were on it because of the formation that we played. People are in the stats saying what type of formation it was. Look, to me, on the naked eye, I've watched it. I've watched that game a couple of times. Out of transition, we were 4-4-2. In transition, we quickly went to a 4-3-3, and you could see that, the pressure was on with the fullbacks bombing down either side, making it really difficult for Galatasaray to pick up the runners and the players. So let's get on to Slot's press conference. Team news first. No Joey Gomez. Look, I said Joey wouldn't be involved. I was surprised when I saw him on the bench. And then when you heard what Slot said today, he said he was still feeling it when they were doing the warm-up. And I mean, he's not really basically doing anything in the warm-up, Joey Gomez. He's just kicking a ball about with his, playing the old pass and move in a circle. And what was interesting was what Slot said to him. Look, let's just see, I might have to need you for some minutes. It might go to extra time and I might need you to throw on. So there you go. So Gomez ended up being a sub when he had a knock, and there was Slot. I wouldn't say he was begging him. He was asking, please, can you just get on the bench for me? And then we'll see from there. So yeah, Mo Salah is out. We knew that when he was touching his groin and he wanted to come off. He's not going to be right. He's going to be out. We'll see how quickly he comes back. Groin injuries, those niggles that you think you've got rid of it. I've had him as a player. You think you've got rid of it. You come back and it's still there. And you just pull up sharply. So he says he's not going with the Egyptian team to the friendly, crappy internationals that we've got this month. Players going all over the frigging world, and you just have your fingers crossed that none of our players come back or pick up unnecessary injuries, because it is a pointless exercise for me having World Cup friendlies, international friendlies. So yeah, so no Mo Salah. Everybody else seems to be okay, because he didn't give much away in that department. He was asked about the difference on Wednesday and previous games, and he said styles makes fights. He said they wanted to fight us and we gave them a fight. He said, but if a team who doesn't want to fight and their hands are in the face, he made that impression, He says it's difficult to fight them. Well, it isn't, mate, because you go for the you go for the lower jugular, you lower body shots. You keep body shotting them until they give up and the hands drop, and they want to protect the body rather than the face. So no, I wasn't having that from him. He said Brighton is a team that always play from the back, so it will be an open game. We need to be ready from the start. As I've already alluded, it will be physical and mentally, and it will be intense. So that's what he's alluding to, is what I've already said there. He says, asked about the players, he says, we will train at 12:30 today. We have given the players more sleep time, he says, as that is the best thing for recovery. So players are back in today. They'll have had a session, and they will probably be flying down to Brighton. I would imagine they probably might already be there now. He said both games were equal when he's talked about the league fixture and the FA Cup. He says, but we won both. He said about Brighton, they deserve to be on more points than they are because of the chances they create. So, and then there was a couple of sort of like questions that he got really knocked about in a Dutch way. First, he was asked about his contract, and I'm not sure why David Lynch, who I like as a journo, by the way, he asked that question. I thought it was an unnecessary question to ask. You're not going to get Slot to answer that question. So, at best, I thought he should have asked another question, if I'm honest with you. And if you're watching this, David, come on, mate. We don't need that this time, this part of the season. It's the business end. We've got work to do. So, and then he was asked about Dom Slobosly playing at right back, and he went, look, do I have to explain it again? He said, you're going to get the same answer from me. He said, reason I play Dominic Slobosly there is because I do not have any other options, but when I do play him there, it still makes the team strong. So he said, and he has other players to go and play in midfield. And he said, when the right backs are back, Dominic Slobosly is a midfielder. That's his best position. So my question and answer at the same time is, why the friggin' hell is he being played at right back? Leave him alone in midfield. You saw what he was like when he was given a bit of a free rein there the other night. Absolutely brilliant. He made the team pulse beat quicker in midfield. He doesn't make the team pulse quicker when he's playing right back. So yeah, but he did really get narky about that, and I don't think he was best too pleased. He said, look, if you ask me that question again, you're going to get the same answer. Now, if I'm the journos and he does play him right back in this game and we don't win it, the same question is going to be asked. Why did you do that? And his answer will be because he had nobody else to play there. So, yeah, my team. I mean, I was only one wrong, wasn't I, from what Slot chose on Wednesday to what I said at the Galatasaray fixture. So obviously, he wants to make changes. Do you know what? It's the international break after this game. The lads are away for a fortnight. I'm not asked about international football. He shouldn't be asked about international football. Let the lads go out, and it's a 90-minute or 95, 97, 98-minute game. Depends on the crap referees that we've got in the Premier League and how much time that they add on. It's it's an all-out to go and get the 3 points. We could set a marker. You know, there's people writing this game off. Some people are saying the energy levels won't drop off after that performance. That should be, I said it in the last video, or the show, it should be a benchmark, and it should be a benchmark, that performance, going into the Brighton game. We'll have subs that we can bring on, and this is where Arne Slot needs to earn his last few pounds for us, because it's a really important game, this. As I said, we get the 3 points, we go above Aston Villa, and we grab that 4th place and let the others fight it out between themselves. So my team, Ali in goals. Right back, I would have Jeremy Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk, Kirkes. Midfield will be Slobosly, Gravenberg and McAllister. And we've got the tricky situation up front. Hugo Ekitike in the middle. I would put no disrespect to Cody Gakpo. I'm not one of those who, I'm not the only one that is thinking that Cody Gakpo's not putting it in. I'd put Rio Ungamoa there. You know, let's put him in there. Let's see if he can give the Brighton players something to think about. On the right hand side, it's going to be very difficult, because I know Slot will pick Gakpo on the left hand side. He'll pick him, which I think weakens the forward line. If he does pick him, Rio must go on the right hand side. So it depends what he wants to do on the right hand side. I would probably put Gakpo on the right hand side. Chiesa, you're not going to get a tune out of Chiesa, unfortunately. And Jones, at best, could come in at right back, and then Jeremy Frimpong goes on up top on the right, and we could have, because I thought when Jeremy Frimpong came off midweek, he put Curtis Jones right back, and he did fine. He did okay, but he's going to be up against Minter, who's rapid on that side. So yeah, Slot's got to get it right, but the players have to be giving the same intensity as on from Wednesday. On paper, we have the better players, so we should be doing a hat-trick of wins against Brighton. And if we do that, that'll make us quite happy to go into the international break. But you never know with Slot. He might revert back to not to try and do counter stuff, maybe sit back slightly. He says his team never sits back, says it creates chances. So we will just have to wait and see. He could put Wirtz on the left-hand side and Rio on the right-hand side. In fact, yeah, I'll go for that. Put Wirtz on the left, put Rio on the right, leave Gakpo on the bench. Yeah, I'd do it that way, because things might happen, and Rio doesn't need to hog. Rio doesn't need to hog the touchline. You know, he can play he watched Salah most of the game, and if you saw Salah the other night, he, as I mentioned to you guys, played on the edge of the 18-yard box, which was good to see. So yeah, that'll be my team then. Okay, Ali in goals, Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk, Kirkes, Slobosly, Gravenberch, McAllister, and Wirtz on the left-hand side, Ekitike, and Rio Ungamoa on the right-hand side. And let's go for it. Let's show the intent. They'll be worried about Rio's pace. They'll be worried about Fabian Wirtz's skill, trickery, and they'll be worried about Ekitike getting in behind the lines, and yeah. So yeah, that's my team. You tell me, guys, what team it should be. What would you choose? Who would you have starting? There'll be some asking for Robbo to come in at left back, but no, not for me. I think Kirkes should stay in until the end of the season, because he was outstanding the other night. Okay, other news. Just want to mention to you, it's very interesting what's come out today from FSG. It's come out from David Pearce of The Athletic. It was around about 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. He has said that FSG has abandoned plans for the multi-club ownership, i.e. multi-club ownership of football clubs. So that's what Edwards was bought in for back in 2024. It was a big hoo-ha about him coming back after just before Jurgen said he was he couldn't do it anymore. So yeah, apparently what's been said is that FSG had looked at 25 clubs. 3 of those were Bordeaux, one was Malaga, I forget who the other Spanish club was, not Villarreal, and I think it was a small Getafe. Yeah, that's it. That's the club. And they also looked at getting 30% of Monaco Football Club. So they've had a look at all those and they've decided against it. And one of the reasons that they've said is that about the ownership rules is what UEFA are doing. And on top of that, it's about the financial difficulties of multi co-owners of football clubs. One club could be doing really well. They've already got one of those, and that's Liverpool financially. But the other clubs will be hemorrhaging what Liverpool are doing or making it. They say that they don't touch the pennies from the other clubs. Look, they do, right? Whatever you think, money does not always stay in what it swings out in and out the club. Man City have been caught out. Chelsea have been caught out. Some European clubs have been caught out. So, yeah, it doesn't work. Like I said, it was singing and dancing when Edwards was asked to go and find that. So, there's a story going around that Edwards could be gone in a restructure because his remit was for international, when he placed Mike Gordon was head of international football, and the remit was to go and find another club for FSG. And like I say, there's 25 clubs that have been looked at, scrutinised, and nothing's come from it. And FSG have pulled the plug. So where does that leave Edwards? Where does that leave Julian Ward? Edwards bought him back. Where does that leave Richard Hughes? Now, all of these contracts are up. Is it within 12 months? There's a story also going round that there could be a change at the top. Obviously, above Edwards is Mike Gordon, and then you've got Werner and John Henry. So things are a bit shaky off the pitch, not financially wise, but management structure wise. I mean, it's bad enough on the pitch, sort of like head coach wise. So it'll be interesting. I know Ryan Gravenberg's just been tied down to a contract, but there's other players that are out of contract. Ibu Konate, Robbo's going to be leaving. Curtis Jones, is he going to be around? We've still got Harvey Elliott on our books. And we're not going to go through, surely, another transition season with what's going on without a director of football. I mean, is that got something to do with maybe the next person that takes over from Onslaught? So yeah, it's very interesting. Keep your thoughts out, okay, for on that, and don't be surprised if things are going to happen from the boardroom level. Okay, that's enough from me. All right, so I'll be watching the game, obviously, tomorrow. There will be a post-match out. It'll be out between 3 and 4. I'm hoping that the Reds can show us what they're made of. You let me know in the comments. You let me know in the comments about what I've mentioned about off-field events and what's happening. I personally think it's good that we're not getting another football club in the FSG, because they can solely concentrate on Liverpool Football Club. And at the end of the day, that's what me, you, and every other Red supporter wants. We don't want any sideshows. It's been a very indifferent season for us this season. So I don't mind change at the top, but I don't want it to affect the playing staff. So yeah. Okie doke. I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your Friday night. As I'm going to off out for a pizza, I think. Right. Speak to you guys tomorrow. Take care. Up the Reds.